In a picturesque village nestled between jagged mountains and flowing rivers, there lived a legendary drummer named Taro. Taro was known far and wide for his incredible musical talent. He was no ordinary musician, he possessed an extraordinary gift. His drum beats could summon the rain, bringing life and prosperity to his village. Whenever he played, dark clouds gathered overhead, and the rivers swelled with fresh water that nourished the crops and filled the hearts of the villagers with joy. The village prospered under Taro's rhythmic magic, and people would gather every day to hear him drum. Children laughed and danced, and the elderly shared stories around the fire as Taro filled the air with music that resonated like the heartbeat of the earth. But one day, a corrupt king named King Roderick heard tales of Taro's incredible abilities. Obsessed with power and wealth, he demanded, "Taro, come to my palace and play for me. Your magical drum will fill my treasury." With a calm demeanor, Taro stood strong, shaking his head. "Your greed has caused suffering in this land, King Roderick. I will not play for a tyrant who oppresses his own people." Infuriated by Taro's defiance, King Roderick summoned dark forces from the heavens. "If I cannot use your power, you shall be punished. I will make you a reminder of what happens to those who resist me." Thunder cracked, and the sky darkened as the gods responded to the king's wrath. In a whirlwind of lightning and storm, Taro's beloved drum was stolen from him, whisked away into the night. As the drum vanished, the rain stopped. The skies turned barren, and soon the villagers found themselves facing an unrelenting drought. The crops withered, rivers shrank to dry beds, and desperation filled the hearts of the once thriving community. Years passed, and Taro grew frailer, yet his spirit remained strong. Despite the failed harvest and desolation, he refused to lose hope. On his deathbed, he summoned the village's most unlikely apprentice, a young boy named Kenji. Kenji was not like other children. He was brash and quick to anger, often smashing things rather than creating beauty. With an unruly mop of hair and a frown that seemed permanently etched on his face, the villagers often dismissed him as a troublemaker. "What can I possibly learn from you, Taro?" Kenji asked, crossing his arms defiantly. "I'm no hero, just a kid with a bad reputation." Taro smiled gently, looking deep into the boy's eyes. "You possess a fire within you, Kenji. The drums are not about merely creating tunes, they are about connecting to the world around you. You have the potential to learn, to grow, and to reclaim the storm. You must retrieve my drum and restore balance to the land." "But what if I fail?" Kenji whispered, a hint of vulnerability flickering in his usually fierce demeanor. "Failure is merely a part of growth," Taro said, his voice frail but firm. "What matters is your determination to try. Promise me this, you will go on this quest not only to prove others wrong but to learn about yourself." Resolute yet filled with self-doubt, Kenji nodded. "I will try. I get your drum back." Drawing strength from Taro's words, Kenji embarked on his journey. He traversed dense forests filled with chirping birds and rustling leaves, climbed steep cliffs that scraped the heavens, and crossed raging rivers that seemed impossible to navigate. Each step he took was a challenge, a test of his strength and courage. Along the way, he encountered several characters who would change his perspective on life. First, he met an old woman in the forest who appeared to be a simple herbalist. She welcomed him with open arms and offered him a drink infused with local herbs. "Drink this, child. It will give you strength," she said. "What do you know about strength?" Kenji scoffed. "Strength isn't just muscles, it's also about your heart," she replied, her eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Listen to the drums of nature, they will guide you." Kenji took her advice lightly, but deep down, he began to feel a change within him. Throughout the journey, he met a wise old man who taught him about the art of music. He encouraged Kenji to feel the beat of his surroundings, tapping into the rhythm of the wind, the rustling leaves, and the flowing water. "It's all connected," the old man said. "When you listen, truly listen, you can summon the storm inside of you." Days turned into weeks, and Kenji grew stronger and wiser. He realized that being a hero wasn't just about glory, it was about the journey and the connections he made along the way. With a renewed sense of purpose, he finally arrived at King Roderick's fortress. The fortress loomed high above him, an imposing structure surrounded by gleaming walls and guards who patrolled the grounds. Heart racing, he scaled the walls under the cover of night, listening to a heartbeat that grew louder with each step he took. Finally, he reached the highest tower where the king kept Taro's treasure drum. To his dismay, King Roderick stood guard, looking more treacherous than ever, his eyes glinting with greed. "Oh, the little drummer boy has come to reclaim his toy," the king sneered. "You will pay dearly for your audacity, child." Kenji felt fear crawl over him, but he remembered the lessons learned along his journey. He stood tall, gathering the courage he had built within. "It's not a toy, King Roderick. It's a symbol of life. And it belongs to the people. You have no right to it." With no time to waste, an epic battle erupted. Kenji and King Roderick clashed as Kenji dodged strikes, his heart pounding like a drum. He fought valiantly, fueled by the wisdom of his mentors and the memories of his village. Each challenge was like a rhythm, a beat that he needed to master to reclaim what was lost. As they battled, Kenji slowly realized that he had something King Roderick didn't: connection to nature and the heartbeat of the land. Taro's spirit seemed to whisper in his ear, urging him to drum. With a swift move, he managed to grab the drum from the king's hands, but Roderick cackled. "Foolish boy. Do you really believe you can bring back the rain? You're just a child." But Kenji would not be deterred. Remembering the rhythm of the earth and the lessons learned, he placed the drum on the ground and began to play. His hands danced across the surface, summoning the thunderous beats. The energy surged within him. With every powerful strike, the drum echoed like a heartbeat, resonating through the land. The heavens responded, dark clouds swirling ominously. Lightning crackled, and thunder roared as the storm awakened. Rain poured down in torrents. The villagers, watching from afar, felt a rush of hope as they embraced the joyous droplets. The crops quivered with happiness, and the rivers began to refill. Life surged back into the parched land, releasing a wave of joy. In his final moments of defiance, King Roderick shouted helplessly, "No. This cannot happen." But it was too late. The storm raged, washing away his greed and tyranny. Kenji's heart swelled with fulfillment. He had done it. Breathless, Kenji returned to the village, the sound of laughter echoing in the air as the rain fell like gentle music. The villagers embraced him, rejoicing loudly. "You did it, Kenji. You've brought back the rain." Back home, Kenji knelt before Taro's memory, tears glistening in his eyes. "I did it. But I couldn't have done it without you." Taro's spirit flickered in the air around him as if approving Kenji's journey. In that moment, the boy understood. It wasn't only Taro's drum that had been restored, Kenji had also discovered the rhythm of his own heart. The villagers gathered, and Kenji began a beat on the restored drum, ushering in waves of gratitude and joy. As the thunder faded into the background, they danced together, united by the power of music and hope. From that day forward, whenever the rain fell and the thunder roared, the villagers would tell the tale of Kenji, the unlikely hero, who reclaimed the drum and restored balance to their land. He was no longer just the troublemaker, he had become a beacon of hope, courage, and resilience. And every time he played, Kenji remembered the lesson Taro had taught him. True strength lies not only in power but in connection and love for the earth and its rightful rhythm. Together, they would weather any storm that came their way. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe for more.